Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector, Whiskey Tango. So, last time we had done a whole lot of working on various things, and we had ordered a bunch of stuff. The main thing is that we had this second Legion that we picked up, which is the proper version, I think. Instead of the 14th Battle Group version, it is the base version. What that means is it has different weapon mounts as far as I can tell. And we are just going with this Hephaestus cannon for the extra long range, so we don't have to get right up into people's grills to be useful at killing them. Now, part of this ship design is that these two weapon groups are not going to be auto fire, because I'm going to be firing one of them or the other one, depending on what the enemy's shields are at. Now, I do have some options I can do here. We could do with a heavy needler or something else, and we may have to pick up another fuel tank at some point, another Prometheus, but we will see when that happens. Right now, we've ordered a bunch of stuff from custom production. We've ordered another Hephaestus, and now that I think about it, I want to see if I can add in, if we have heavy needler large weapons, and it doesn't look like it. So, yeah, we're going to need to... This will be fine for now. I want to play around with some heavy needlers to see how well that can work, and we'll have to see how these two ships work against each other, because this whole lots of chain guns, assault chain guns, may actually be better for what I'm trying to use it for, but we'll see. We will see. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our way over to Yama and then Nachiteka to see what we can find over there. Maybe, just maybe, we'll find something that will allow us to experiment a little bit. So what do they have? Do they have heavy needlers here? It doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and buy a bunch of what is being sold at below cost. Looks like everything is currently expensive. We don't want to buy those because they'll get confiscated here. So let's go to Nachiteka, where we will hopefully be able to buy lots of fuel for cheap, because it costs us 25 credits to buy fuel, and we would ideally, buying it on the white market is just too expensive. So we can't afford it. So looking at the hegemony and what they have, doesn't seem to be any heavy needlers here. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to Whiskey Primus, and let's consider maybe starting Whiskey Quartus at some point in the near future. I think Whiskey Tertius is mostly finished. We just need to make our way... we just need to make a bit more money, and then we can take care of that no problem. Alright, so hopefully our production has finished. And we are able to really kit up our ship. So let's see. Is the custom production done? Yeah, it looks like it finished. So let's go ahead and go back to refit. Let's slap these Cobras on here. Let's switch this to Cobras as well. So let's see. We have expanded missile racks and dedicated targeting core. Well, the dedicated targeting core we really do want to keep using. The expanded missile racks, that's great for these. If we have to choose between that or more Cobras, let's go with the more Cobras. Now we need to lose some capacitors to put on that last Cobra and go back up. Okay, so we have those Cobras. This costs 20 ordnance points and we have 86. So we need to get down to 66 ordnance points free. And then we can fit on this other Hephaestus. Alright, so I have no idea how well this will work. These seem to work no problem. Okay. Seems fine, I suppose. Weapon groups. Yeah, it causes a lot more flux to fire the chain guns, but you know, it just is what it is. Over here, let's put this Hephaestus over there. We want the light machine guns to all fire at once. So really this means that the heavy autocannons can all fire at once, or the Hephaestus can fire. Not really both of them at the same time. So the Hephaestus, together they do about 1,000 damage per second, effectively doubling that against armor. And these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They each do about 2,000, so it's a little over 2,000 damage to shields and 500 to armor. So these armaments are very specific to either taking down shields or taking down armor. And I suppose I could put them to auto fire in the event that we are shooting at an enemy with where they lost their armor, so we can just kill them very quickly. The Cobras here, I don't know if this is going to be the best idea. It might be a terrible idea, but currently with the Cobras we give up a lot of battlefield control. We basically cede the what were we calling it? The fighter. We basically cede the fighter game to focus on just killing enemy ships as soon as possible and relying on our machine guns to actually kill fighters. So that means that this is a fantastic killing ship, but I don't know how well it will do, or if my Cobras will end up just shooting me instead. But we'll go and test it out. For now, let's go ahead and drop these off, and let's do it. Let's focus on, let's see, who has the most? My goodness, my man. Okay, well, he didn't get much there. Come on, guys. What is this level up system? Okay, let's try with those, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I think this level up system for officers needs to be changed, because that should not be happening. No. We don't want you to be on that. Let's have you avoid carrier skills. Unless we just decide to focus on those. And, I mean, we could just do lots of carriers. That's fine. I wouldn't mind, but I'd rather have officers that are really good at not being in carriers. Nice. Wonderful. But yeah, I think you're seeing right now how unfinished some of this feels. But that's fine, because it doesn't need to be finished yet. It's still basically an alpha. It's still in development. So he has 3 on everything. So let's put him in charge of the other carrier, and let's go ahead and see what else is going on here. So let's put you in charge of the other carrier. You good sir. Then let's just auto assign after that. So, okay. What's going on here? Nothing, it's just that bug again. I see what's going on. So let's go ahead and refit him to orange paint, because he doesn't go very fast. Does it get rid of it? Oh, that does. What do you know? Okay, well, that sort of solves those issues. A speedy gunner. Okay, so we have our salvage fleet effectively, and just so we are clear, this is negate the lasting effect of dehold mods by 50%. So this is one of the reasons we can do that, and then with this one, demod deployment cost also applies to maintenance costs. Those ships are super cheap to fly around with. So, alright, so let's go ahead and put these away. We only need like 150... Oh, that's right, we were getting ready to go found Whiskey Quartus, actually. So, let's go do that. Let's go take care of Whiskey Quartus while we are at it. So I think we were planning on... That's Whiskey Tertius, that's Whiskey... Yeah, Whiskey Secundus, Whiskey Primus. So 1, 2, 3, and let's make this one 4. So what can we find? Actually, I think we were planning on doing it somewhere else. So, it's just system info. One of these was actually really nice. Let's see, dense atmosphere. And yeah, this one has scattered ruins, poor farmland, order, and moderate order closets. I mean, the problem is that this is 1, 2, and 3 industries that are all separate. And we're going to have one industry that's literally just that we're going to have light industry on everything, so we can make all the drugs. So ore or gas. Well, when we look at our colonies, we see that they all have a lot of ore, but there's not as many that are on gas. So for that location, which was at Corvus, yeah, for Corvus, we're going to go with this one instead, because it gives us that abundant volatiles. Well, you know, it's one of those things, right? We could go here and get that plentiful volatiles, but that means we have to get rid of them first. So we can go with the volatiles or the ore. Let's go with the ore. Why not? Yeah, let's just go with that. So let's go over there. Found Whiskey Quartus. What can we find at Galatia? I'm just curious. Oh, never mind. There we go. So we have these two that are usable. So this one looks extensive ruins. Okay, we're going there instead. Let's go ahead and go there and see what we can find, see what we can do, and we'll hopefully make a whole lot of money while we're at it. Okay. So we have our detachment, there's just a bunch of Moras. Nothing kills that. If any of you are curious about the... I know there are some new players here, so any of you who are curious, the main difference between salvage and the main difference between the low, medium, and high tech is that high tech has some sort of shtick that it does, some sort of special ability, and oh, what is going on over here? Like, why? Tetra? Oh, right. These are all the tutorial ships, by the way. So the game doesn't get rid of them if you... Okay, so that's pretty interesting to know. So do we want a hammerhead? No, not really. Let's just salvage it. What about this wolf? Let's not. We already have the ships that we want, I think. Let's go ahead and just take everything then. Yeah, that works. Okay, then that Condor. Oh man, I remember these ships. They were good at what they were used for. Yeah, they were definitely good for the purpose they serve. So, believe it or not, the very first time I played this game, I didn't know how to refit or buy anything from the store because the UI is very clunky. And as I've said in the tutorials I've made about this game, it's very late 90s, early 2000s sort of like PC clunk, if you will. So I couldn't figure out how to do it. So I ended up having to win the battle using those ships without them actually being upgraded at all, which was kind of interesting to try and do. It took several. It took a lot of attempts, but we did it. We made it. So this is Whiskey Quartus. So it was clunky, but we did it. So that was fun. Not crew to keep all ships combat ready. Interesting. Okay. Well, we need. Oh, holy crap! We need a lot more crew. Okay. If we mothball everything, it will cost us a lot. If we don't mothball everything, it will probably cost us more. So let's mothball the big ships. Oh, fine. We'll mothball you and just you. And now we're going to go over here and just recruit a lot of people from Zyra. Now, so this is actually something that I should have put in a tutorial, but you know how this is mothball and its combat readiness is 0? Well, no, go back. No, go back to fleet. Okay, well, you see how this is 0? I can't currently do this because because a ship is at 0. Okay, so let's go to trade and hire crew. We're gonna need a lot of crew, unfortunately. You know what? It's already mothballed. I'm not gonna worry about it. Instead, I'm just gonna see if they have some heavy needlers. And it doesn't look like they do. And I'm going to make my way back to Naraka, where we are going to go and get a lot of stuff to take to Chalcedon, and then buy all our crew there. It's probably the cheapest, easiest option for us. So let's do that instead. Maybe we can pick up a lot of crew from Whiskey Primus. If it turns out that we can do that, then fantastic. We'll do so. But maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. All right. So since this is Hegemony Space, we have to turn on our transponder, and Whiskey Company is chasing him down. Nice. Kill that pirate. Alright, let's go back over here, and we want to take a bunch of people. So we want to go up until 1,000 or until it starts costing us money. And it doesn't look like it costs us any money, so let's go ahead and unmothball that ship. And then we need to just repair it. So that was costly, but you know, it is what it is. So there we go on there. Let's go to supplies. Let's put those away. And now let's see if we can stock up on fuel, which is cheap at Nachiteka. They have a ton of the stuff. And then we want to stock up on supplies as much as we can and go make a haul to Epiphany and Chalcedon. To Epiphany, Chalcedon, Umbra. Try and just sell a lot of this stuff. So let's go to Nachiteka first. And just stock up on Marines and everything that we can here. We really want to embrace the idea of just making a ton of money very quickly so that we don't have other problems. So they want to scan us. They can do that if they want. I don't care. And let's go ahead and buy their fuel. Yeah, their supplies are above cost though. Let's hire their Marines. And let's not hire any crew. The luxury goods are below cost, but only by 1 credit, so it's not going to be worth it to us. Plus, we don't really have a lot of money, so we want to be a little conservative, I suppose. Alright, so let's make our way over to Yama, and maybe we will be able to get a little bit more fuel there at below cost. Okay, so Whiskey Quartus has finished building. So Marines are cheaper here. Fuel's at cost and supplies are above cost. So we're just going to take the Marines and leave. Let's go over to Nachiteca just to see if they're going to give us any they're going to give any issues. Doesn't look like it. So okay, let's go over to Whiskey Primus, where we will pick up a lot of stuff and then get out of here. So Whiskey Tertius has finished everything it needs, so it can now jump over to just making lots of drugs. So that's fine with me. This one's making a lot of money. This one's making a lot of money. I think it's an access problem here. Access is 50%. It's probably just a size problem, because as your colony gets bigger, you do make more money just with how it works. So let's go ahead and bring on a lot of Marines. We're going to need 1,000 Marines, so let's go ahead and put that over there and then pull out 1,000. We are going to need 150 heavy machinery, so let's just go ahead and do that and set it. We are going to lose some crew whenever a covert gets blown up, so let's just leave that there. Let's take all the fuel. And what else can we get? What does everyone want? Chalcedon wants 100 of these. We'll just take 100. Out of the drugs, Epiphany and Umbra both want 400 drugs, so let's go with 800 drugs. Then harvested organs, we can't make it to Midasura because we're at war with them right now, so the rest we're just going to take in supplies. Alright, so let's make our way first to Algeber and Epiphany. Then from there we're going to want to go to Chalcedon, where we will sell off a bunch of stuff, and then finally make our way to Karas. We are having some pirate activity, and when we go to Intel, there aren't a whole lot of bounties that we care about at the moment. So we're going to take off and make our way over to Algeber. Now, who are we at war with is a question. I would really like for this to be like red. I understand the orange. It's probably due to colorblind or something. But okay, I see. It gets more orange. Okay, I see. I'd like for Vengeful just to be flat red then. But if possible. But Tritachyon is inhospitable. Sindri Dictat is neutral, so we can at least go into Sindrian space. But let's go to Algebra first, and we'll hit the Sindrian Dictat on the way back. Because if possible, we want to find a way to just slip in and slip out. So Mayasura has a bounty, but we're currently at war with the Persian League because of our thingamajig. Oh no, the pirates. They're coming for Whiskey. Oh, they're coming for Whiskey Primus. No, they're already dead. They don't know it, but they're already dead. So let's look. It's somewhat weak and comprised. Raiding forces should be outmatched, so we don't have to worry about that at all. So, with Algeba and Epiphany, we will hopefully make a ton of money here. So you know that they want to buy about 400 of those. They don't care about these. They want a bunch of those. And a lot of this, and a lot of those. Okay, let's make our way now to Chalcedon, where we will hopefully be able to sell a bunch of supplies and fuel between them and Connie, to be able to basically not go into debt next month. So they're doing pretty well for themselves. Likely able to kill a bunch of the enemy, no problem. Let's sail this deep hyperflux, and let's keep our transponder off because Chalcedon hates us. So we don't want to spend a lot of our time dealing with them. Alright, let's drop off. So they won't buy that for a profit. They will buy that for a profit though, and they'll hire those guys. So let's sell them a bunch of this and a bunch of that. Now we can hire a ton of crew as well. What else can we get? Antimatter blasters are always nice. Wasps are always nice. But I think we've hired everything that we can here that's good for us to hire. And nothing else here really. Well, there are those afflictors, but it's the pirate version, unfortunately. The not as good version. Let's make our way over to Connie and then Orlando. And we'll see what we can do over here. So we have Connie there. Almost looks like... Now that's kind of weird. That sort of looks... This might just be me, but that looks like an upper torso. Like this would be the arm and the shoulder. Like that looks like the spine. You know, it's going out into the hip area there. Anyway. Let's see what we can get over here. So we're in the black market again, and we want to sell them lots of fuel, and they will sell us supplies for cheap, so we'll buy their supplies. Their drugs are cheap, their domestic goods are cheap, and that seems alright to me. So what about Orlando? What will they buy? Let's find out. So we're at war with these guys, so we can't go to the open market. So let's go to the black market and let's see what we can buy from them. We can pick up supplies. We could pick up fuel, which we should probably do. What else can we get here for below cost? We can get harvest organs below cost, heavy armaments below cost, and luxury goods a little bit below cost. We can hire Marines below cost, though not at a great below cost, and supplies at cost. And we sold them nothing. Sounds good. Alright, so let's go ahead and leave then. Let's go to Asconia, and let's go specifically to Umbra. Now we have a lot of stuff that is illegal for us to have in Asconia, so we don't want to spend a whole lot of time in the Asconia system. Instead, we want to transverse jump onto Umbra and then get out of there. So that's probably one of these two, because typically those two are next to each other and in the outer system. So let's turn on that transponder just in case. We know that Umbra is over here. We don't want these idiots to pick a fight with us, so let's turn on that transponder and let's see what they will buy. They were selling us Marines for practically dirt cheap. They want a lot of supplies, they want a lot of fuel, and what else then? They also will sell us a lot of crew. So anything else that we have that they want drugs, so we will sell them drugs. And what are they producing that we would like to buy from them? Okay, seems as though everything's there. Xiphos. I mean, that would make pretty decent point defense, I guess. But yeah, okay. So those are all expensive. I think this normally buys for 100, and or is inexpensive here. So we'll buy that. So now let's go ahead and transverse jump out of here. And there goes a lot of our money. Let's make our way over to the Naraka system, where we are once where we are once again going to dock with Whiskey Primus In an attempt to... We're going to dock our Whiskey Primus, then drop off all of our ill-gained goods. So as you can see, training is just really good in this game once you have the ability to do it in bulk. Because we went out, we basically spent like 400,000 and came back with over 1 million. So not to be underestimated. Okay, so in we go. Let's turn that transponder on and let's make our way to Whiskey Primus. Okay, so he's just flying right into the star. Alright, so over here we go. And let's just drop off all this stuff. So we need 3,000 people, so let's drop off about 1,000 of them. And we don't need this many supplies. We're not going to go out exploring, and we aren't going to sell... We could sell to the Kanta's Den, but we're actually going to go pirate hunting. So let's drop off all but say 2,000. And for fuel, that should be fine. We know that there's a bounty in the... Let's go over bounties. In Aslan, there is a bounty right now. So that's where we are going to go. Let's go to... And let's see what we can do over there. So this one is maxed out, effectively. And you, I would like to give you an industry first. Let's actually have this one build a station first. We like high-tech stations. Then I'd like to give it that Patrol HQ, but that's not going to happen just yet. Next up, we will give it a way station. Let's give it ground defenses. The more we can fortify it, the better. Alright, nice. Like, hey guys, watch this. Okay, so the hegemony, the pirates are attacking the hegemony, huh? Nice. Okay, so Thule belongs to the Persian League. We're not going to go over there. I mean, we'd be picking a fight with them. And we kind of want our faction with the Persian League to be recoverable. Okay, so we know that there are pirates here. Let's go ahead and go find out which ones we can pick fights with. So Dancer Crossbones. Interesting name. And let's see. There's you. And you clearly don't want to fight us, but we want to fight you. And so I want to see how well these two do. So again, when it comes to deployment, just for those of you who were watching the tutorial, usually this is going to be somewhere around like 120. So with just 3 capitals, now you're maxed out. You can't put anything else out. But these 2 ships are just outrageously dangerous. So let's try to field our officers just to do it. And let's see how well this works. So those are the Hephaestus cannons. Okay, and these are the auto cannons. Nice. Okay, let's see. The enemy is over there. Let's hit our special and charge the enemy. Let's go to our heavy auto cannons. And we are going to want to kill as many of them as we can. Let's just have them all engage. So let's try to get these guys in front of us. And then maybe we will find out something that we can take on. Alright, that works. Let's go after him next. And we're going to just want to charge the enemy line. Nice. Alright, let's lay into them, shall we? So we are currently attempting to kill some of these guys. And let's see. I don't know, the chain guns seem to work just a bit better, I think, for how I built this. Though, I do think that they're... Oh, hello. Let's get them. I do think that the... yeah, shoot with those Reapers. I do think that the Reapers are kind of entertaining. Wow, he was super screwed. He was so dead. Nice. He's like, no, no, I don't want to die. No, no. Alright, and there he goes. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and claim victory, and let's harry the retreat. Ship recovery, nothing that we want. Let's pick through the wreckage and just take it all. I want it all. I want it all, and I want it now. So let's just... No, we don't want a mule. Let's go and see what else we can find. So let's go over to Tlacoan? However you say it. And let's see what we can find over here. Maybe there's some pirates hanging out. But I also think I might switch back to wasps, by and large. Wasps or sparks. So let's engage this guy and see what happens. Our forces, we've got a carrier. They are running away, so we're going to have a bunch of ships go after them. Okay, we wiped out most of them. Let's go ahead and see what else we can find here. Let's salvage that. Let's see what's going on Kodal Station. Let's repair our ships and see what we can buy. Alright, so not what we're looking for. What's this? Thumper. Not necessarily what we're looking for either, and yeah, we are perfectly fine. Nothing I'm particularly interested at the moment. So let's go over to Aslan Outer System Jump Point and see what we can find over here. Maybe we'll encounter some pirates over here that will allow us to... that we can get to fight. Let's find out. Looks like it is fairly well locked down with our own fleets securing it. So the Ludic Church thinks they want to pick a fight with Whiskey Secundas. Well, they are not going to live very long. They will maybe live long enough to understand their volley, but it's unlikely. Okay, so nothing here. So I think we picked off the pirates that were an issue. I think at this point this place is pretty much cleaned out, so what we will do instead is jump out here, and there doesn't seem to be any hostiles out here, so I think we have cleaned them out. So let's see where there's other bounties. There's Mayasura, which is held by the Persian League, and Thule, which is also held by the Persian League, so those aren't going to happen. So instead, let's make our way to... let's look at Whiskey Quartus. We got that orbital station going. We've got ground defenses going as well. Let's add the patrol HQ, and we can't afford the way station. Yeah, because it requires 100,000. So let's go looking for some heavy needlers. Here we might as well. Let's go to Corvus and see what we can find in Corvus. Naturally, we don't want to go to the star per se. We would instead want to go over here and see what else we can pick up. No. Ah, yes. Now let's see. I doubt they have any heavy needlers that I'm interested in right now, but you know, it is what it is. What can we buy from them? Anything for cheap that's a little expensive, that's kind of cheap. They're kind of cheap, I guess. And everything else would be... Oh, right, we don't have any money. So let's turn our transponder back on and let's make our way over to a shelter where maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get our hands on some sweet, sweet gear. Okay, so what do we find here? Nothing that we're interested in and nothing that we are interested in. So let's go ahead and... What will you guys buy these for? Nova Maxios wants most of them. Let's go to Jungala and see what we can find over here. If you've been watching the tutorials at all, you'll know that Jungala is where the tutorial character is. Alright, let's see. What do we find? He's not looking for us. So, we have the Hammer Barrage, Hellborn Cannon, no Heavy Needlers though. I don't know if those are supposed to be like rare or anything. Okay, and I don't think I see them here either. So I'm not going to worry about that. Instead, let's just go to the next colony. Because we don't have the blueprint for it, so there's no reason to spend our time trying to go out there. Let's go to Ancyra and Derinkuyo Station. Does Chalcedon wants this again? They want Chalcedon wants stuff again, so we'll probably, after searching around a little bit, make our way back over to Chalcedon, where we will hopefully be able to make a lot of money. Okay. So let's just see what we can find at Ancyra. Okay, nothing there and nothing there that we're interested in. So let's go on over to Derinkuyo Mining Station, which was formerly controlled by pirates, and let's go over there. That does present an interesting scenario. Like, what if you could take control of other factions, like colonies and such, just take them from them. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do it with mods, but you know, I don't really want to play with mods if I can avoid it. At least not with like playthroughs and such. So we got that taken care of, and let's go to Eventide and see what we can find over here. Let's just go around in... We might as well just go around in a circle, I guess. I actually think we can go to Typhon first, or Typhoon. That will allow us to go to Sphinx. So we're going to do that. And then eventually we're going to make our way over to Eventide and so forth. So Mercenary Patrol and the Salvage Fleet. Okay, so let's go. Let's turn that transponder on and let's make our way over to Sphinx. So what do we find here? No heavy needlers as far as I'm aware. I think the heavy needlers might be just with the... I don't know if it's actually sold on the regular market. It might be like a Tachyon Lance, where it's super rare. I'm not sure. So let's just keep looking though. I don't even remember what they look like. I just remember that they exist. So we don't want to buy... Yeah, let's buy fuel, and supplies are a little expensive, so let's not buy those. Let's make our way over to Tiger City next, and then we will make our way over to Eventide, where we will just wrap around and go to the next jump point. So Tiger City usually gets jumped So it's no real surprise if they have interesting things. So what are they selling? So fuel at cost and supplies a little cheaply. Let's buy some supplies. Maybe by going and searching around for this stuff, we end up getting enough stuff to just go take care of Chalcedon, no problem. That'd be kind of nice. So let's see what we can find. Nothing there that we're interested in. We got some phase lances, which is nice, but I think we can build phase lances now, so we don't need to worry about that. Marines are expensive, fuel is a little cheap, and supplies are a little cheap. So we're going to buy those. Okay, so... wait a minute. Orthos is an independent colony, so I suppose we can go over to Orthos and then jump out. Are we going to be able to get away? Well, it seems that we will. What do you know? Okay, so let's go to Orthos and see what we can buy there. Okay, nothing amazing. Supplies are a little cheap. Fuel is kind of cheap. So we're going to pick those up. Now let's go ahead and leave and go up to Arcadia. We have Syrinx. Let's go to Citadel Arcadia and see what we can find. Okay, so Citadel Arcadia, here we come. Oddly enough, the hegemony's systems are more well defended now. with me there. So tried Tachyon wants some. They're gonna get more than they bargained for, most likely. And where are they going? Secundos? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they're screwed. So let's see what we can buy here. We can hire Marines, we have a lot of weapons to buy, but none that we're really all that interested in at the moment. So what can we buy in terms of supplies? Fuel, Marines, we'll take it. So it's been nice, guys. Where are the other places? We have Agreus and Nomios. So we'll allow the scan, and let's go to Nomios. Okay, so what do they have that we're interested in? They have some Mjolnir cannons, which are nice. Yeah, they're nice. And nothing else that we really want at the moment. So what do we have in terms of supplies? So we can buy a lot of supplies, we can buy fuel at cost. Seems fine. So let's go ahead and make our way over to Namios then. Or Namios. And we'll see what happens over here. So Thule is once more being accosted by pirates. If only we were all friends. So supplies, we'll buy some of those, and the fuel is kind of cheap, so we'll take that. The Marines are a little cheap. So how much for the Marines? A lot. So how can we get this down just a little bit? There we go. So we have a lot of Marines. Yeah, 816. And Chalcedon and Epiphany both want a lot. So Chalcedon wants them more. He's willing to pay more across the board for things. So let's just go to Chalcedon, buy a lot of stuff, make a ton of money, and then we will start making our way around looking for the stuff we're interested in elsewhere. Okay, so to Chalcedon we go. Fueling religious terrorism one hole at a time. So, what do we find? So yeah, we took 600,000 credits and we turned it into 1,000,000 credits effectively. Which was pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump in. Let's turn off our transponder and let's see what we can find. Okay, let's go in and let's sell them supplies and fuel and marines. They don't want anything else, but we can buy lots of crew for them for cheap. We can also buy other things. We could also potentially buy other things, but we're not interested in those. So, looks like we bought everything that we want from them. So let's go to Connie and then Orlindu, and see what we can find over here. So we've made a lot of our money back. And yeah, we rubbed credits together and made a lot of money. So let's just see what they want. Okay, nothing that we are interested in, but we know that they want fuel, so we will sell them fuel. We know that they have an abundance of crew, but it's not at a price that we like. So we know that Epiphany wants marines. Let's go to Orlando. And let's see what we can get over here. So, Chalcedon will pay a little bit for that, not enough to keep us interested. And this we can get up to 400 or so marines for 38. And we don't need more than 400 because they are actually more expensive. So, are they willing to buy any of this stuff for expensive? No. So, we're not going to sell it to them for cheap, so they can then sell it for expensive. And yeah, that's everything we need. So let's go to Algeber and let's go to Epiphany, where we are going to continue to rub pennies together to make money. Rub credits together to make money. Okay, let's go. Oh, it looks like they have Sector War 3 going on out here. Let's go just the safe route and then pivot in. Okay, so keep the transponder off for Epiphany because they hate us. And let's jump in. If we had bought drugs, we'd be able to sell them drugs, but you know, I didn't think about that at the time. So let's sell them supplies, let's sell them fuel and marines. So we have rubbed a bunch of pennies together, made lots of food, lots of money. Alright, so let's go to Majek and see what we can do over here in Nova Maxialis. And does Tritachyon hate us? They're inhospitable. Oh, well. That's just like them. So, we need to wait until there's a... we need to hope that our faction doesn't get any worse with Tritachyon. We need to wait until there's going to be a pirate conflict with Tritachyon that will allow us to greatly increase our faction with them. Since that tends to be what happens very quickly and very easily. Okay, so to Nova Maxios we go. Let's turn up that transponder real quick. And what can we get from these guys? We can buy more Mjolnir cannons. And that's about it on the black market that we're interested in. But what can we buy aside from that? Supplies, fuel at cost, marine. Let's not go with the marines, let's go with the fuel and supplies. We can buy some recreational drugs, and Epiphany wants 400 of those, and so does Chitsun. They want lots of drugs. So we're going to aim to get around 1,000 drugs. Then we'll make our way to Chitzo something or other and try to make a lot of money. Let's go over to the Kanta's Den and see what we can make over there. Because hopefully we'll be able to make enough money to not have to worry about some of this stuff. So how are you doing? You're probably pretty jacked up. Okay, well the Persian League doesn't hate us now. That's good. So what can we buy here? They want lots of supplies. They probably want something else. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Doesn't look like it. So what are they willing to part with? Fuel is relatively cheap. And drugs are cheap. So that works for us. Okay. Well, that was about it. Now we could attack it. So consider our options. How are you? You're kind of jacked up, aren't you? I would assume. So we could launch a raid. No, we can't. We could engage the station. And, you know, we might be able to do something to it, or we might just get wrecked. But, yeah, we're not going to yet. We will instead now look at that and say, oh, well, we can go to Thule now, and we can make a lot of money over there fighting pirates. So let's go over to first Epiphany, actually, because it's right there. Drop off all these drugs, and then we will make our way to Thule because we are no longer at war with the Persian League. And then after that, we'll make our way to Thule and fight lots of pirates and make lots of money. Let's keep our transponder off for Epiphany as we make our way to Thule. Alright, so let's sell up these illegal drugs. It doesn't look like they have any new weapons that I want, so let's continue on to Thule. Is there anything that we have that the Thulean raider base will want? Probably supplies. So let's ignore this little turret over here. He's not worth it for us to chase down and murder. Well, chase down and kill. We're an international butters here. And he is a member of a terrorist organization, so I mean, probably be good to wipe him out. Who knows? Let's see. To Thule we go. Very nice. Made a decent amount of money. Let's turn that transponder on, and there seem to be a lot of pirates around here. So let's go ahead and interdict them. And now let's just chase them down. Okay, so the expedition failed, go figure, and let's throw in our officers. At least some of them. That should be sufficient, so let's go ahead and set those to engage. And let's rush in and start wrecking people. Alright, so we're just going to kill this mule. We're going to overwhelm his shields. He seems to... Alright, let's see what we can do over here. So, the main problem here is that we have to continually swap out... Oh no! The main problem is that we have to continually swap out our weapons instead of having one that's dedicated to just killing things. So let's just vent real quick as our Cobras come back in. And he's right in front of us, so we're going to try and kill him. Okay, that works. He's coming in a little heavy. Let's target him. And let's see what we can do. Let's try turning if we can. so we can go kill him. Let's bring our shields down. And hopefully we'll be able to turn around to do something about him. He's just perpetually fluxed. So our ship is trying its best. Let's go ahead and full burn to get over there and then see what we can do. Our fighters are going to make their way over there, being harassed by these other ships. Alright, very nice, and we got it. So the battle is over. We have killed them all. Let's hurry the retreat. They don't have anything that we want, so we will just take what they leave behind, and then we will scavenge a few times. No, we don't want that. Okay, so again, you want to scavenge until it's unlikely that you will find anything. Well, until it's not likely anymore that you'll find something. Then after that, you want to switch over to not mining it anymore. But let's see. Alright guys, it does look like that's all the time I have for today, so I will see you guys next time. Go ahead, leave me a comment below, tell me what you think about the playthrough so far. Comment, like, subscribe, ring that bell, share with your friends, share with, whoever that you think would like it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.